Thank you. We're back with the Mayor's Budget Improvement Discussions. We have the JIS, the Justice Integration Services presentation. We've got Natalie Steers and Judge Mondalia. You may have brought some other folks with you, I'm not sure. But if you want to introduce anybody, you can. If not, I'm going to give a shout out to some of the elected folks who are with us today. We have Councilman John Cooper, we have Councilman Robert Swope, and we have Attorney General Glenn Funk. So appreciate that all of you are here today for these budget hearings. I'm going to let you start off with your operating budget, and then we'll move to the capital budget because it'll be fast since you have no requests. But let's start off with your operating budget request first.
Mayor, thank you for giving us this opportunity. As you said, Natalie Steers is our executive director. She has a list of accomplishments that we have been able to do over the last year, and she's passed those on to Talia. She has some requests for some budget. I heard your opening remarks earlier where you said there's going to be plenty of money, but not enough to go around for everything.
Right, and I should have said that at the beginning of this one, too.
I heard you say it many times, and we are prepared to do whatever you can do for us. We'll live with it, but we're not asking for a whole lot, so I'll let Natalie ask.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you all for having us here today. You know, usually I start out with the accomplishments, and as I sat here today, and I know you will hear them today and tomorrow, because we're a technology department, so many of our accomplishments come out in the departments that we serve. And as I was here today listening to Mr. Gentry,
yeah,
a lot
great
of
job.
what you heard there is all the collaborative work between us. So, you know, that's the most exciting part of what we do, and keeps us coming to work every day. And and this would be the appropriate time for me to say thank you to the staff of JIS so much too, because of all the work that they put into making this all happen. They are a passionate 24/7 group, and it's just wonderful to work with them. About a year ago, we were asked to identify the top 3 priority budget enhancements for the next 3 years.
Yep.
And at that time, what we said they was a tapeless backup solution for the exponentially growing data that we have, a training budget, because that was completely removed some years back, and for an IT department, that's difficult on a long term, and an increase in the development staff. And I'm just thrilled that I can say today, a year later, that we have our tapeless backup solution, which is so much more exciting to us tech folks than anybody else, but it's crucial. And the training budget, we asked for it in 2 years, and we asked just for $10,000 last year and got it, and this year our ask is for the other 10, and that's what, so that you'll see today. And that brings us then, the main ask this year is for staff, an increase in staff. So over the last few years, we've all operated on very lean budgets, not just JIS, but all of our customers and everybody else. And we too suffered the loss of positions during that time. So as I said before, because we're a technology department, our position is a little unique, because in times of budget cuts, you often turn to technology for ways to deal with those cuts. So even though we were losing people as well, we were able to work together to provide enhancements to existing applications, provide additional applications, so that those judicial departments could not only continue their services and deal with their cuts on their end, but and we've also all been able to expand necessary services during that time. So, and I can't say enough about the collaboration between the departments in doing so, because in order to accomplish that, there's a whole prioritization process and moving things aside and taking care of what you need to take care of to get through that. But where that leaves us today is in a position where certain things were moved around, and we have the general lots of work that is still left to do. We do need to look at decreasing, and this is something that we looked at the whole time, as we bring forth new services, new applications, put more into production, put in more infrastructure, that we have to be able to make sure that we keep risk in check so that we don't put too much out there for not just the amount of people to handle, but we are placing a lot of skill sets on very few individuals. So we need to make sure that we don't just put everything out there, but for the long term that we can properly maintain and support what we have done. And then there are a lot of new projects that are coming through on PIPs and other 4% requests that are being submitted by our partner departments. And any project that comes through has a technical aspect to it. And one where, in the case of the GIS community or the judicial community, that GIS is going to have to play a role in. What we have noticed is sometimes we're very heavily involved in the PIP up front, and again, and other times it's sort of forgotten that there's a huge piece that we have to do, and we sort of realize it later on and say, yeah, but we. So that has been a bit of a challenge, but a lot more discussion has happened in the last year to make sure that doesn't happen. Our customer base has grown this year, and also, and Mr. Gentry touched on it a little bit when he talked about online payments. We have always provided 24/7 support, but we only have one shift. So everybody works during the day, and then we have people that are on call for our 24/7 customers, like the commissioners and the bond office. As we have brought on more and more revenue-generating online payments, for instance, and it's mostly online payments that, for criminal court clerk and general sessions probation and for traffic, that we need to make sure that we are able to not just put more and more and more on people who have just finished their day and increasing that need at night, but that we look for some way to expand the hours. So I say that because in our request, we're not asking to change change GIS into a 24/7 operation at all, but I'm looking to be able to expand hours so that we can make sure that we can deal with any problems that arise. On the budget information sheet, that I don't know if you have a copy of it, but I have outlined also all the new developments, whether they're projects or new applications or customer base expansions that have come about just in the last fiscal year alone. And I'll get you a copy of that if you don't have one right now. So that is just what has arisen since the last budget cycle.
So 3 of these positions would go in support of the development component that you're talking about and the 24/7 staffing.
Yes.
Okay.
So the 3 developers would be and when I say the 24/7, I'm not looking for somebody to sit there and answer the phone on a 24/7 basis. I'm looking to say, well, they work on a project, they will actually do development or be part of a life cycle development project, but that their hours would be expanded. So they can actually fix the problem at night.
And then the additional FTE is a business analyst?
Yes. And
Tell me about that.
okay, the business analyst, we have a few projects that are coming down the pike, like, for instance, the Steering Clear project, which we are a part of, or in addition, also Office of Family Safety. They are looking at an application, online traffic school. Those are all additional applications that we have that we'll need to do significant analysis on, setup, helping them. So not necessarily just coding. That's not coding. That's just helping them get set up on their new applications. The public defender office, which is looking at a new application. So,
E-filing.
absolutely, e-filing as well.
Okay. So that would be, what that individual would be tasked with doing.
Yes.
What's been your highest FTE count?
Our highest FTE count, I believe, was 24, I think. I think it was 24, because at a certain point, we had, when we had that
Special
OG's
funds.
project,
Yeah, you had
it was
special
even,
funds for that.
so two were actually FTEs, but they were outside, and then we have lost. This would bring us back to pretty much where we were. I think it would put us one over where we were before the cuts.
But how long ago were those cuts?
The cuts happened.
8 years ago?
8 years. 8 years
Yeah,
ago.
they happened over a period of 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
The last cut we had is actually reflected
years.
in the funding. It wasn't an FTE cut, but one of our positions went to part-time. So we're asking for that funding back to bring that position back to full-time, but it's actually, it reflects as an FTE, but we don't have the funding for that position for full-time. It's just a part-time position right now. And that position was cut 3 years ago, I think. That was the last cut.
Okay. I don't know if this is going to be a fair question, but I think it's fair.
Uh-oh.
In terms of because of your work and how you support the justice agencies, you would think that there would be some type of ROI from your work, that as you implement these projects, that there would be cost savings from those technology solutions that are offered when those projects are implemented. And we never see that.
Right.
So I just want to ask, are those considerations even ever talked about with your clients or your customers in terms of how we address this? I think that's a fair question.
It is a fair question. And so every project that we do, every project charter that we put together has the benefits of each one of those solutions, whether it's in terms of, any type of resource saving, time saving, expansion of services, those kinds of things. So every one of them does have that. So I guess we could look at that together in a different way, maybe through the partner agencies, or but.
I mean, just think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, that's
Right.
the
The
goal
other
here.
side of that is this 24/7 deal. We need to have somebody available to
Right,
keep
that's
those
it.
cash machines running 7/24.
Sure.
And there will be some things in here, like the e-filing, which is purely expansion. And I know it's expansion.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
so I'm just speaking of that. For some of these, though, there should be some type of efficiency being gained with some of these activities. So it's
No,
not
and we
everything.
wouldn't necessarily
Right,
see it on
right,
your
it's not.
budget. We would see
Right,
it
yes.
across the
Somebody
board
else.
in the
Yeah.
people that you're serving.
And
Exactly.
oftentimes, that is shifted so that this project can help with alleviating people so that they can move on to, provide other services. And that happens within the departments themselves. So that's why I said, for
don't
us.
see
But we
that.
don't see that. That's
We
why
don't
it would
see
be interesting to see that visibility.
Well, you heard Mr. Gentry, that, we're furnishing them a cost bill now, and they walk out and they go right to the
Oh,
clerk's office.
yeah, absolutely.
So that's a direct result right there.
Right.
Right, absolutely.
And that's definitely one of those expanded
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly right.
operations. So
Right.
on that piece. So just think about
Yeah,
it now.
sure. I think that's good.
Sure.
Any other questions?
Okay. I'm good.
We appreciate what you do.
Thank you
Thanks, you
very
guys.
much.
You guys have a
much.
great rest of your
Okay.
day.
Thank
you
you.
so
You
much.
too.
Okay, thank you.